So if anyone was disappointed with the fact that Martin Scorsese's last film, Hugo, was technically a family movie, this should work everything out. The Wolf of Wall Street is directed by Martin Scorsese, one of my favorite directors, one of the best filmmakers of our time. Stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, Matthew McConaughey, and the hottest woman I have seen in movies all year. So in this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a real-life person named Jordan Belfort. This guy is a stockbroker who lives to make money. He dreams about money. I mean, it's all he thinks about day and night. Money, 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 money. He can't get enough of it. He eventually starts his own agency where he's got his own people working for him, including Jonah Hill, where they do various corrupt things that aren't exactly by the book to make money. And this movie explores that world of super rich Wall Street brokers who are extremely corrupt. And we've seen movies like that before, you know, like Wall Street, but never one that explores it in such detail. That's how I'll put it. This is a good movie. Martin Scorsese, that is a filmmaker. That is a filmmaker. There is still someone out there who makes movies that I can go to a theater and I can watch his movies. I'm not even exaggerating. This guy is a director. He can make such fantastic scenes filled with vibrant camera work. And he is so good at taking the camera and making that camera give you the point of view of his characters and making the camera express what his characters are feeling at that moment. He is so good at that. And there are so many fantastically entertaining scenes in this movie. Certain scenes that go on longer than you may think, and you can tell, okay, this is going to be a big scene right now. This movie was so entertaining, and I'm not just talking about fun, because it is a very funny movie, probably Scorsese's funniest film, because I've seen a lot of his comedies, and many of them did not reach the heights of the hilarity in this movie. I really like The King of Comedy with Robert De Niro. I think that's a very underrated movie, especially for Scorsese. But this movie is like a scene-to-scene laugh riot. And it's because the actors are so invested in their characters. Leonardo DiCaprio, that guy is an actor. I mean, there are people out there who act, you know, and that's what they do for a living. This guy is one of the best actors we have. And the reason I say that, truthfully, because this guy has given a lot of great performances. This is one of those times where I start to not see him, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio. I see his character, because he is so phenomenally invested in this character. The various acts of debauchery this guy commits, he sells every word out of this guy's mouth. Fantastic in this movie. Now, Jonah Hill was Oscar nominated for Moneyball. This role that he has in this movie crushes every performance he's ever given. He is so good in this movie. Because, again, that's another actor where you're getting to the point where, okay, it's Jonah Hill. He has his Jonah Hill-isms, and you can tell certain things he's going to do. And he's a funny guy. I liked him quite a bit in This Is the End, Moneyball. He's done good performances in the past, too. Superbad. Like Leo DiCaprio, you start to see that character. You start to view that person as a person, not just Jonah Hill. There were scenes in this movie that were so freaking hilarious that I was literally holding my sides. My abs were starting to cramp up from laughing. One scene in particular, which I will not spoil, where a character starts to realize the intense side effects of a drug that he has ingested that he was not expecting. 100% one of the best scenes I have seen this year. Blew my mind. The audience in my theater was just dying. It was great. They were laughing so hard I couldn't even hear some of the dialogue that was being spoken. Rob Reiner in this movie. What? It was sort of like watching a Quentin Tarantino movie where he takes an actor who's kind of been out of the limelight for a while and just brings him into this amazing role. Rob Reiner killed it in this movie. He was very good. And Matthew McConaughey, man, I respect that guy so much. He has turned his entire career around in these past few years. He was great in this film. I just saw Dallas Buyers Club. I will have a review up for that soon, but that guy is really crushing it in every movie he's in nowadays. This movie has so much to say about the way people on Wall Street are, back then and nowadays. Some may watch this film and think that because it's so funny that it's condoning these various acts that are so bad, or that it's being irreverent and it's saying, yes, this is fine and you can be that way. It's really not, because there's always consequences, and the film doesn't shy away from the fact that there are dire consequences to living this type of life. Now, the film is very long. It's 3 hours long. I think by 1 minute, it's Scorsese's longest film. I think Casino was like a 1 minute less or something like that. I'm not sure. But it is a little tonally inconsistent from time to time. But the fact that this movie is 3 hours long, and a comedy, and a drama, and a serious film, and this and that, all wrapped up into one, and Scorsese was able to maintain that much focus is absolutely astoundingly remarkable. For that reason, I gotta give this film an A. I think it's fantastic. The only reason it doesn't get an A+ is because I said it's slight tonal inconsistencies from time to time. The Wolf of Wall Street is a fantastic film that film lovers must see. So what's your favorite Martin Scorsese film? Mine is The Departed, or The Departed, as I call it. Departed, like Boston. You got it. You understood what I was going for. I will have my picks for the top best films of the year very soon, as well as the bottom worst. That's going to be fun. That'll be up next week. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.